Hey Book Dragons, I'm so glad you're here with me today. I am doing a tag because it is Tag Tuesday, and I thought this would be the perfect tag to end the month of March because a lot of people do Mystery March, and I did read a couple of mysteries in March, and so this tag was fitting. I was tagged in the Mystery Madness Journey tag by Pat over at Book Chat with Pat. I'd love for you to go check out Pat's channel. She's amazing and such a good friend as well. And this was created by Kelly at Books I'm Not Reading. Make sure to check out her channel as well. So let's get right to it. We've got a few prompts here, and this is all about the journey of how you become a mystery reader. And maybe you're not into mysteries, but I'm into mysteries. I love mysteries, and I've been reading them most of my life. So here we go. Let's get right into it. The first prompt is, what was your first experience of reading a mystery, and what was it like? My very first mysteries were, of course, the Hardy Boys novels. And yes, I know I'm dating myself. I'm going way back. I grew up reading some of the Hardy Boys mysteries, and I liked them. I don't remember much of my experience or much about the books themselves, but I remember enjoying them, and it was really exciting to me to see these boys solve crimes, solve mysteries. So it was a lot of fun for me, and I loved trying to figure out the resolution of the mystery. So that definitely put me on a path to reading more mysteries. I graduated to reading Agatha Christie and Sherlock Holmes. I first read the entire Sherlock Holmes series in junior high. I think I was in 7th grade. And we had a classroom called core, so we would go for the core subjects, reading, writing, math, that sort of thing, into this one homeroom. And so for reading time, I would do the Sherlock Holmes novels because, it was free reading and everything. So really enjoyed that. And then I used to borrow Agatha Christie's books from my grandmother's when I was real young as well. So, yeah, a lot of good history there with reading for me. Prompt number 2 is, has the reading of a mystery novel ever startled you? What was the book, and where were you when it happened? I don't know if I'd say the book startled me, but I was definitely shocked. And that was when I got to the end of And Then There Were None by Agatha Christie, one of her most popular mystery novels. And I may have read it as a kid, but I didn't really remember anything about it. And when I got to the end, I was definitely shocked at the way it ended. I'm not going to say why, but it's something that I've never really seen done in a mystery novel before, and it was definitely a choice, but it was a really, really good choice, I think. So, yeah, And Then There Were None, definitely, I guess you could say it startled me. I was at home in my office here. I was working, and, my job allows me the ability to read when I'm not doing anything else, so yeah, I was at home. I was just in this room all by myself, so I didn't startle anyone else by my outburst. Prompt number 3. Are there any people that have played a significant role in your mystery reading journey? Yes, there definitely is. My grandmother definitely played a huge role. I mentioned her briefly earlier that I used to borrow Agatha Christie books from her, and she had a large library of mystery books. Mostly Agatha Christie, but she had other authors as well. But the ones that I remember borrowing from her were her Agatha Christie novels. And I read a bunch of her Agatha Christie novels, and she would talk with me about them and really encouraged me on the path to reading in general. Like, she really had a big influence on me as far as making me interested in reading books, and mystery books in particular. She was a huge fan of Agatha Christie, as I have become as well, and a lot of that I feel like I owe to her. And so, yeah, she was a big influence. Prompt number 4. What is your favorite mystery and why? That's just, how can I answer just one? So I'm going to do 3. The first one is Murder on the Orient Express by Agatha Christie. I love the whole atmosphere of a murder mystery happening on a train, and I loved every minute of that story. Definitely one of my favorite Poirot novels. Yeah, there's something about that novel that I just keep going back to, and I keep thinking about things that happened and the way they happened, and I really had a good time with that one. So that's a favorite. And Then There Were None is another favorite, and that's not really, it's not a Poirot novel. It's just unnamed detectives. There's not really even a core detective to that story. But I loved it. Loved And Then There Were None. One of the best Agatha Christie novels I've read, and it's usually touted as one of the top 5 Agatha Christie mysteries of all time, just in general, with good reason. One of the best mysteries of all time, just in general, I think is what it's hailed as. And Then There Were None is one of my favorite mystery novels. And then the last one is The Hound of the Baskervilles by Sir Arthur Conan Doyle, Sherlock Holmes, my absolute favorite Sherlock Holmes novel. All right, prompt number 5. Which mystery protagonist do you prefer? Marple or Poirot, Nancy Drew or the Hardy Boys, or someone else? For me, definitely Poirot. Sherlock Holmes is another one. I prefer Sherlock and Poirot, although I also really, really like Tommy and Tuppence Beresford in the Tommy and Tuppence novels by Agatha Christie as well. They're another favorite detective couple. So, yeah, they deserve a spot there as well. Even though I like the Hardy Boys, I'm not really that big of a fan anymore, per se. So, I haven't read any of them in a long time, and I don't think I will. But they were helpful to me as a kid, and that's good. But yeah, definitely Poirot, Sherlock, and Tommy and Tuppence. Prompt number 6. Which mystery do you wish you could read again for the first time? No spoilers. Okay. Hound of the Baskervilles, for sure. The ending of that story, the way it was pulled off, Conan Doyle definitely had you on the edge of your seat the whole time, wondering what was going to happen with this hound. I can't give spoilers, apparently, so I can't say any more, but it's a creepy hound, and that's all I'll say, I guess. But I wish I could read it again for the first time because of how much I love that story, how much I love the ending, and being able to be wowed again for the first time, that would be awesome. Prompt number 7. What mystery or mystery series would you most like to see adapted for the big or small screen, and why? Do you have any casting choices in mind? What is your favorite adaptation of a mystery or mystery series? Okay, so I'm going to take that in stages. The first part, what mystery or mystery series would you most like to see adapted for the big or small screen, and why? I would love to see The Tainted Cup by Robert Jackson Bennett adapted for the screen. That book just blew me away. It's a fantasy mystery. I call it botany punk, or a lot of people are calling it biopunk. And it is. I just think that would be a wonderful story on the screen. It's kind of a modern Holmes and Watson type of tale, set in a very weird world where a lot of the deaths are being caused by fungus and botanicals and things like that. So it's just a great world, and I think it would be an awesome adaptation if they decided to do it. As far as casting choices go, do you have any casting choices in mind? I do, actually. So the older detective in the story, Anna Delabra, she would be great portrayed by Emma Thompson, I think. Whenever I think of Anna, I think of Emma Thompson. I don't know why. Maybe it's because she's played some really good, weird and quirky roles. In my mind, I see her in one of the Harry Potter movies where she was just this weird, off-the-wall professor, and that's how I see Anna in the book. And so I think she'd be a fantastic casting choice for Anna. As far as Din, I'm not totally sure, but I think either Charlie Heaton or Jaimie Campbell, both of whom are in Stranger Things, I think either one of those actors would be a really good choice for Din. Maybe there's others that would be better. I don't know. I think probably the obvious choice that a lot of people would say is Jaimie, because he's good at playing just these really out there, edge of your seat roles. He might not be the best fit because Din is a little bit more subdued. And so I think for that, Charlie Heaton would probably be the best choice. But I think Jaimie could pull it off as well. They're both really, really good actors. So I think they would be a good fit. And then the last part of that prompt is, what is your favorite adaptation of a mystery or mystery series? And for that, there's no question. The Sherlock Holmes series produced by Granada Television for the BBC, starring Jeremy Brett as Sherlock Holmes, that is by far the best adaptation of a mystery that I have ever seen. And it's still my favorite to this day. And I've seen a lot of adaptations of mystery series and stories, but that one is by far my favorite still to this day. So that's my answer there. We're going to move on to prompt number 8, and that is, do any mysteries intimidate you? If yes, what mystery or mystery series and why? No, I'm not intimidated by a mystery series. I'm really not. I don't know why anyone would be intimidated by a mystery series. Most mysteries are really short, easy reading, and well plotted. I don't think there's any reason to be intimidated by it. But if you are, if somebody is, that's fine. It's not a slight against anyone who's intimidated by mysteries. Everybody's different. So for me, I'm not at all. That I know of. I can't think of any particular books that I'm intimidated by there. So, okay. Prompt number 9. What tips would you give to readers hesitant to read mysteries? Pick one up and try one. Watch a few reviews of different mystery books on Booktube. You can find some on my channel. There's plenty of other channels that talk about mysteries as well. Find one that sounds good and pick it up. Give it a try. If you're really into fantasy, give the Shadow of the Leviathan series a try. The Tainted Cup that I just mentioned is the first book in that series. And that's a good way to get into mystery as well, is to find a bridge between two different genres. I think crossovers are a great way to kind of wet your taste buds, get your feet in the water, so to speak. And so those would be my recommendations. Just try it. And if you don't like it, you don't like it. But I think that there's a mystery book out there for everyone. Even people who aren't necessarily into mysteries, I think there's probably a mystery out there for them. So there you go. If you're really into historical fiction, there's historical mysteries out there. Find something that fits with stuff that you like and go for it. Prompt number 10. Have you ever helped solve a crime or been part of something that sounds like it could have been in a mystery novel? Tell us about it. Well, I've never helped solve an actual crime. The only thing I can think of that would be remotely related to this prompt is a escape room I did a couple of years ago. No, about a year ago now, actually. And it was a Scooby Doo themed escape room. And if you're not familiar with what an escape room is, you get locked in a room with a few other people and you have to figure out how to escape the room. But this one was Scooby Doo themed. And so there was a mystery surrounding it, and you had to look all over and find the clues that would unlock different answers as to how to get out of the escape room. So it was a lot of fun. I did it with my partner and some of our friends. That's not totally maybe the answer this was looking for, but I think it fits. So, and then it says to tag other booktubers. So I'm not really sure who to tag. I'm going to put a few people down in the description below of people that I would like to see do this tag. If you're watching this and you want to do this, I'd love to see you do it. And thank you so much, Pat, for tagging me, and Kelly for creating this tag. And I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And tell me, are you a mystery reader? Do you enjoy reading mysteries? What are some of your favorites? And if you're not really a mystery reader, tell me if you plan to try one out, okay? And if you want to watch more of my content, here's some ideas on the end screen. And I hope to see you soon. Take care.